Hello.
Hi, how are
Hi, how are
you?
you? Oh, I'm fine, thank you. How are you?
I'm wonderful. But I had a question in my mind, so let's just start from there only, because the basic introduction it takes a lot of time in 15 minutes. Okay, so I am
Okay.
an intermediate learner as far as English go. So how can an intermediate learner, go further in his English learning skills?
Well, I think the most important thing for an intermediate learner is to practice speaking English, especially with a native speaker on a platform like Cambly.
Yeah,
So
that's one of the ways.
practicing once or twice or even more times a week is really useful,
Yeah.
and you can combine that with other things like watching movies, listening to podcasts, reading articles, practicing grammar. So having a good combination of activities will really help you get up to the next level.
Okay. So Charlotte, your name, right now?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. You're from?
I'm from England originally, but now I live in Chile, in Santiago de Chile.
Okay. May I ask what's the reason that you live in Chile? For better employment reasons or something else?
I studied here for a semester about 5 years ago, and I met my boyfriend while I was studying here, and I came back here a year ago to live with my boyfriend and also to work as an English teacher.
Okay. Great, great. How was the Valentine for you?
Oh, really nice. Yeah. We went out to a nice restaurant
Okay.
and yeah, it was a nice day.
Okay. Wonderful. Wonderful. So I met a few tutors before you. So I guess most of the tutors in their intro they
Connection
say
went.
that they live in other countries. Not in the Five Eyes countries. Five Eyes countries, we can say that these fives are, the homeland of English speakers. Australia,
Mm.
New Zealand, Canada, USA, and the fifth one was UK, right? How can I forget that? So yeah, I guess the better employment reasons are the most of reasons for them.
Oh, really? That's interesting.
Yeah. And in case of my English speaking, I find it, quite on a upper side to be an English teacher. And most of my English teachers in my schools they were unable to speak in English. They were even teaching English, but they
Oh.
were communicating in our local languages rather than in English. Even if they were
Mm,
asked to, they were not able to because they never, been to communicate in English.
I see. Yeah, that's a bit of an issue.
Yeah. So
Mm.
yeah, I thought out to be a good thing that I polish my communication skills, my English to that level that people may find the employers in those schools, English medium schools also they find me a good candidate for that. So in
Mm.
beginning, that's very important and paramount. And afterwards, it goes upon how we learn the teaching skills and evolve during the
Mm.
process. So what will you say to someone like me who is just aspiring to be a teacher in English? So what is the way forward? I'm just starting out, mind you.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know if you've done a TEFL course yet. That was how I became an English teacher. I did a course in TEFL in
Okay.
teaching English as a foreign language, and that was very comprehensive. It was like
Okay.
almost a small degree. You had to
Yes.
do various assignments and tests, and it took a couple of months to complete, but it was really, really helpful. And once you have that, you can teach in
Mm.
many countries across the world.
Yeah.
Mm.
I guess TEFL and CELTA, CELTA, these two are internationally recognized
Mm.
language teacher certificates, right?
Yeah, I'm not so familiar with CELTA actually. I think that's an even longer one. It's a really really
Yeah.
comprehensive course to take. Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm having a curiosity regarding TEFL since you are a TEFL certified trainer. So what did you in particular learned during your procedure, your TEFL course? In particular, what new did you learn that you did not know before?
Hmm. It was a few years ago that I did the TEFL course, uh, so I've probably forgotten some of it, but I remember it taught me about teaching writing, reading, listening, speaking, vocabulary, grammar, pronunciation, and there was also a bit about classroom management. Um, I haven't really had to use that because I've only ever done
Yeah,
individual online classes. And
yeah.
there was also something about the history of language teaching, of English teaching. So it was
Evolution of
interesting.
language, maybe that also.
Yes. They mentioned something about the change in style of teaching. So before it was very much just about learning grammar and repeating what the teacher said, and now it's more about conversation and actually using the language yourself.
Yeah.
Hmm.
So Charlotte, I have another question. Um, uh, we Indians, even if we are good at English, we tend to find listening and verbalizing English songs rather difficult than the English itself. So
Oh, really?
how does someone get into that?
I think it's just practice, actually. I've always found listening to songs difficult. Actually, when I was younger, I didn't really understand even songs in English.
Oh,
I
that's
think,
interesting. That's
yeah.
interesting. You being a native
Mm,
speaker did not understand even.
yeah, exactly. I think it's because the rhythm of the words is different, so
Yeah, it's
it's a
like
challenge.
the prose and poetry like that. Prose we easily
Mm,
understand, and poetry because it's follows some kind of schematic rhyme schemes and all of that. So it becomes very
mm.
difficult, very daunting to
Yes, exactly.
Yeah,
I don't think there's any real way to improve on that. I mean, there's no magic way to improve on that except for just practicing and listening again and again, and maybe start with slower songs. Um,
perfect
you could
maybe.
even slow them down a little bit on
Yeah,
YouTube, make the speed slower, and
yeah,
then move up to faster
yeah.
ones as you go on.
Yeah, that's interesting.
Mm.
That's good. I will follow that. Try to follow that,
Mhm.
and I will probably try to follow some songs, few songs only for a while.
Hmm.
After that, I may start to.
Yeah, good idea.
One more thing, you said that movies are also a way. So, how did movies help you in your English learning, vocabulary building, and all? How did you get through this?
Well, I know that when I've been learning foreign languages, watching movies or series is a good way
Yeah,
to learn and to practice listening because you really hear people speaking in a natural way, in the way that they speak to other native speakers, and
yeah,
I think once you can understand that, you can really understand anything. So it's like
yeah,
a kind of bar
yeah,
to see how fluent you are, because I think once you can understand a movie completely, you're very fluent in the language.
yeah. Okay, wonderful. So, how did you find my English speaking up till now?
Yeah, very good. Yeah, I haven't noticed any real mistakes, to be honest.
Yeah, okay. That's I will consider that as compliment only. And give me some more tips. Try to give me some more tips because 2 minutes are left in our conversation. Maybe please help me.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's a bit of pressure.
Yeah. So sorry.
Some more
Pronoun.
good
I
tips.
let me help
Let's
you. Let me
see.
help you with vocabulary. With vocabulary.
Hmm.
I'm not
Oh,
bothered
I
about
do have a
pronunciation.
good tip for vocabulary actually.
Yeah.
There's an app called Anki,
What?
which
Anki.
allows you to make your own flashcards. And when you see a word, you can try and think of the translation. And if it's easy, you can press a button to say it's easy. If it's difficult, you
I'll
can
try
say it's
that app
difficult.
definitely.
And it,
Yeah.
yeah, it shows you the word sooner if you say it's difficult, and if you say it's easy, it won't show you that word for a long
Yeah,
time.
I,
So,
I have an interesting question before the call gets disconnected. I ask this quite often to the native speakers. Did you watch any of Indian movies?
I've seen one, Bride and Prejudice. That was
Pride
a
and
fun movie.
Prejudice. Okay.
Yeah, kind of like Pride and Prejudice, but a Bollywood version. It's a fun
Okay.
movie.
I would recommend you to watch Triple R. Triple R. That's a great
Triple
movie.
R.
Many Europeans and Americans goes gaga over this movie. You know, absolutely stunning movie. It goes at rapid pace. Even the Indian movies are quite longer than the Hollywood movies, but it's very very interesting, and you will love it.
Hmm. Oh, well, thank you for the recommendation. I hadn't
Yeah,
heard of that one before, but I
yeah.
will
Will
check
Will
it
you
out.
suggest me? Will you suggest me a few movies,
Oh, yeah,
Hollywood movies maybe?
let's see which movies I've seen recently. Um, I enjoyed the new Top Gun movie actually, Top Gun Maverick. I saw that in the cinema last year. That was really good. So,
Yeah.
yeah, I recommend it.
Hassel.
Well, it was really nice
What was
to
the
meet
name?
you today. Oh, we're going to be cut off actually. It was Top Gun Maverick.
Okay, Top Gun Labyrinth. Okay, fine. It was
Nice
very
to
nice
meet
to
you.
meet you. Namaste.